Was it really just another overdose? Or is there a deeper, darker truth hiding beneath the surface?
Sad breaking news. An autopsy report reveals that Friends star Matthew Perry.
Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry.
Matthew Perry.
Matthew Perry.
Well, 5 people are facing criminal charges in connection with the death of actor Matthew Perry.
Matthew Perry, a name synonymous with laughter, suddenly found dead in his Los Angeles home. Recent investigations have taken a shocking turn. What seemed like an accidental overdose is now being probed by authorities who suspect foul play. Could Matthew Perry's death be linked to a secret network of enablers profiting off his pain? As more evidence surfaces, one question keeps haunting everyone. Did Matthew Perry truly die from addiction? Or was he another victim of Hollywood's darkest secret, where fame, power, and greed collide in deadly ways? What really happened behind closed doors? And the most important question, which is running in the recent news, whether his doctor and assistant were involved in Matthew's death. Today, we explore the unanswered questions and shocking revelations that could change everything we know about his tragic end.
What's the matter, Joe? I'm mad at you for leaving. You're nothing but a big leaver.
Born on August 19th, 1969, in Williamstown, Massachusetts, Matthew Perry was always destined for stardom. The son of a famous actor and a Canadian journalist, his entry into Hollywood seemed inevitable. But while the world would soon fall in love with his wit and charm, very few knew the storm that brewed beneath his charismatic surface. Matthew's comedic timing, sharp wit, and everyman appeal earned him the role of Chandler Bing on the hit show Friends. Overnight, he became a household name, beloved by millions. But as fame wrapped its arms around him, it also isolated him. Behind the jokes and the laughter, Matthew Perry struggled with a growing battle. One that began with alcohol but quickly spiraled into something much darker. At the height of his Friends fame, he became addicted to Vicodin, a prescription painkiller he was given after an accident. Matthew Perry's addiction to painkillers became public knowledge in the late 90s. He checked into rehab several times, but staying sober proved to be a monumental challenge. His appearance often reflected the toll his addiction was taking on his body. Though Matthew Perry spent years in and out of rehab, he was often an outsider, even in rooms filled with others battling similar struggles. Fellow attendees would later recall seeing him sit alone, withdrawn, seemingly unable to connect. A former addict described him as melancholy and unable to open up like the others. His fellow rehab attendee also said he would sit by himself in the back while we were all talking and sharing. It seemed like he couldn't open up, like he wasn't comfortable with the vulnerability that we had. For Perry, fame was both a gift and a curse. It kept him from truly connecting with those who might have helped him. As one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood, he was always in the spotlight, always being watched, but no one truly saw him. In October 2023, Perry's battle took a tragic turn. After struggling for years to stay sober, he turned to a controversial treatment, ketamine therapy. What was meant to ease his depression and anxiety instead pulled him deeper into addiction. The ketamine that he initially sought for relief soon became an overwhelming obsession. But the story doesn't end there. Investigations revealed that 5 people, including trusted doctors and Perry's assistant, had been supplying him with these enablers, as some have called them, facilitated a deadly cocktail that would eventually claim his life. Court documents and investigations have uncovered a web of deceit and greed. Perry's assistant was allegedly injecting him with ketamine, guided by doctors who were more interested in lining their pockets than in his well-being. One doctor even texted, "I wonder how much this moron will pay," illustrating the complete disregard for Perry's life. Though his final years were marred by addiction and tragedy, Matthew Perry's impact on the world cannot be understated. He brought laughter to millions, but behind that laughter was a man fighting a battle he couldn't win. Despite his personal struggles, Perry left behind a legacy of love and laughter. In the end, we are left to wonder, could Matthew Perry have been saved from the circle of enablers that surrounded him? Did fame trap him in a cage he could never escape? Matthew Perry's death is not just another Hollywood tragedy. It's a story of a man who had everything, yet was left with nothing. And as the investigation continues, one question remains: who is truly responsible for the tragic end of Matthew Perry?